Welcome to Lasea class. I am your teacher, Jan Lasea.
A blessed day to everyone! Today, we are going to learn home automation using the ESP32 microcontroller and the Mosquito MQTT broker that monitors the room temperature and humidity, and we can control the switch to turn on or turn off the LED bulb in our house. MQTT stands for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport. It is a lightweight messaging protocol for use in cases where clients need a small code footprint and are connected to unreliable networks or networks with limited bandwidth resources. The MQTT protocol defines two types of network entities: a message broker and a number of clients. The MQTT broker is a server that receives all messages from the source clients and then routes the messages to the appropriate destination clients. An MQTT client is any device, whether it is a microcontroller or a full-fledged server, that runs an MQTT library and connects to an MQTT broker over a network. There are four main components of MQTT protocol. Number one, the client. It is a device or application that connects to the MQTT broker to either publish or subscribe to topics. Number two, the broker, a server that receives and distributes messages between publishers and subscribers. The broker is responsible for authenticating clients, enforcing access control, and managing subscriptions and message delivery. The topics, a name channel that a publisher uses to send messages to subscribers. Topics are hierarchical and use a forward slash as a delimiter to create a tree-like structure. Finally, the quality of service. MQTT provides three levels of quality of service to ensure message delivery reliability. Quality of service 0 delivers messages at most once. Quality service 1 delivers messages at least once. And quality of service number 2 delivers messages exactly once. This is an example how MQTT works. First, we have three clients. A MQTT broker. We have three clients and a MQTT broker in this example. Second, the temperature sensor publish a topic entitled Temperature with a message data containing the temperature in degrees Celsius to the MQTT broker. Next, the two clients, namely the laptop PC and the mobile phone, can also subscribe the topic entitled Temperature from the MQTT broker. The MQTT broker will send the published data, for example, 28 degrees Celsius on the temperature topic, to the two clients, namely the laptop PC and then the mobile phone. The MQTT broker that I use in this home automation project is the Eclipse Mosquito. Eclipse Mosquito is an open source message broker that implements the MQTT protocol versions 5.0, 3.1.1, and 3.1. Mosquito is a lightweight and it is suitable for use on all devices, from a low-power single-board computers to full-fledged servers. To download the Eclipse Mosquito MQTT broker, just browse this website. after you have downloaded, you must install in your computer. After you install the Mosquito MQTT broker, then run the Notepad or any text editor as an administrator. Open the file mosquito.conf, which is located at the directory where the Mosquito was installed. For example, at Drive C, Program Files, folder Mosquito. And then insert the following settings, such as listener space 1883, listener space 9001, protocol space WebSockets, socket underscore domain space IPv4, allow underscore anonymous space true, and then save and then close. This is the setup for my home automation project. The ESP32 microcontroller will publish a topic entitled Temperature and Humidity, with message data containing the temperature in degrees Celsius, humidity, and then the status of the LED bulb to the Mosquito MQTT broker. The ESP32 microcontroller will subscribe a topic entitled LED, and it will receive a control message such as the message on or the message off from the two clients, namely the laptop PC and then the mobile phone, in order to switch on and off the LED bulb. To communicate among the Mosquito MQTT broker to the laptop PC and mobile phone, I use the Wi-Fi personal hotspot feature of my mobile phone. The laptop PC and mobile phone must subscribe to the topic entitled Temperature and Humidity in order to receive the published data. The laptop PC and mobile phone can also publish a topic entitled LED with message data such as on or off to switch on or off the LED bulb, and then that published topic LED with message data will be sent to the Mosquito MQTT broker, and then later it will be received by the ESP32 microcontroller. Note that the topic is case sensitive. Also, there is no internet connection required because it is not an Internet of Things. The accessibility of data from home automation project is within the premises of our home only. If you wish to access the data away from home or anywhere on the planet, then you need to buy an IoT cloud services as MQTT brokers, such as the following: Arduino Cloud, Blink, Adafruit Cloud, Amazon Web Services, IoT Services, and Google Cloud Platform. Note that Wi-Fi signals will usually reach about 150 feet or over 45 meters for a 2.4 GHz frequency. Using a 5 GHz frequency, you will get about 50 feet or about 15 meters of signal strength. The access point or the hotspot has a range about 20 meters or about 66 feet indoors and a greater range outdoors. The public MQTT broker is very busy and difficult to connect because millions of people around the world are connected. Therefore, it costs heavy traffic to the cloud server. I have tried to connect to the following public and free MQTT brokers with no luck, such as the test.mosquito.org, the broker.amqx.io. The materials we need to build a simple home automation project are the following. First, we have to have ESP32 microcontroller. You can purchase the materials at the Layad Circuits, Electronics Engineering and Supplies and Services, located at room B314 Lopez Building, Session Road, Baguio City, Philippines. You can also visit their Facebook with this URL address. Next, I use the ESP32 expansion board so that I can easily access those digital pins and ground pins and VCC pins. Next, we need to have a breadboard, a small breadboard. Next, we have this DHT22 temperature and humidity module. Next, we need to have a 5-volt relay module. Note that the 5-volt relay module, which is marked as a 5-volt supply voltage and input signals, this relay is consistent to work at 3.3 volt. It should be noted that the supply pin or VCC voltage needs to be the same as the logic level voltage pin for this relay to work. For example, you would need to use the 3.3 volt rail on a Raspberry Pi or ESP32 or Arduino Nano IoT 33 to power the relay. And its GPIO pins need to operate at 3.3 volt logic. This is a good news because no need to use a digital logic converter to convert 3.3 volt to 5 volts and vice versa. Next, we need to have a 5 volt USB LED bulb to demonstrate how we can control some of our appliances in our house. Next, we need to have a Type A female USB port connector to connect to the 5 volt USB LED bulb. Next, we need to have a jumper wires, USB Type B cable for the ESP32 microcontroller. We need to write our code written in C++ using the Arduino IDE version 2.3.2. Of course, we need to have a computer, whether it is a desktop or a laptop PC with Windows operating system. We need to have a smartphone with Wi-Fi and personal hotspot features. In my simple home automation project, I use this personal hotspot to communicate between the ESP32 microcontroller, the laptop PC, and then the smartphone. This is the wiring diagram for our simple home automation project. First, we need to have a separate 5 volt power supply for the USB LED bulb. Although we can use the 5 volt of the ESP32 expansion board, but it will stress out when the current is not enough. So it is safe and better to have a separate 5 volt power supply. We connect the ground and then the 5 volt from the separate 5 volt power supply to the negative and positive rails of the small breadboard. We go to the 5-volt relay. The VCC pin of the relay is connected to the 3.3 volt of the ESP32 expansion board. The ground pin of the relay is connected to the ground to the negative pin of the small breadboard, which is connected to the ground pin of the ESP32 expansion board. The signal pin of the relay is connected to the digital pin number 5 of the ESP32 expansion board, which is this one, digital pin number 5. The normally open, which is this one, port pin of the relay is connected to the positive pin of the type A female USB port connector. The common pin of the relay, which is at the middle, is connected to the 5-volt rail of the small breadboard, being powered by the separate 5-volt power supply. Next, we go to the DHT22 temperature and humidity module. The VCC pin is connected to the 3.3 volt rail of the small breadboard. We learned previously that the DHT22 module has a power acceptable range between 3.3 volts to 5 volts. The ground pin of the DHT22 module is connected to the negative rail of the small breadboard. The data pin or the signal of the DHT22 is connected to the digital pin number 32 of the ESP32 expansion board. Next, the 3.3 pin of the ESP32 expansion board, which is this one, is connected to the positive pin of the small breadboard. The ground pin from the ESP32 expansion board is connected to the negative pin of the small breadboard. The ground pin of the type A female USB port is connected to the negative rail of the small breadboard. Note that there is no common ground. These two grounds, even though they are intersected, they are not connected. It is no common ground. We need to install some libraries to program our ESP32 microcontroller, and the following are the libraries that we need to install using the Arduino IDE. We need to install the Arduino JSON by Benoit Blanchon. Next, the DHT sensor library by Adafruit. And then finally, the PubSub client library by Nick O'Leary. Let us look at the program codes to be uploaded to the ESP32 microcontroller. I assign the number 32 to the alias name DHT pin that the DHT22 sensor data pin is connected to digital pin number 32. Next, I declared a constant variable name relay and assign a number 5 that the relay signal pin is connected to the digital pin number 5 to switch on or off the LED bulb. Next, I assign a number 2 to the constant variable name built-in underscore LED to turn on or turn off the built-in ESP32 blue LED. I declare the string variable name LED status to monitor the status of the LED bulb, if it is turned on or turned off. I set the value of the constant variable SSD according to my Wi-Fi SSD. You need to change this and then replace this value with the Wi-Fi SSD of your device. I set the value of the constant variable password, which is the password of my Wi-Fi. You need to change this with the correct password of your Wi-Fi device. I set the value of the constant variable MQTT broker with my IP address of my computer, and you need to change this IP address according to your IP address setup of your computer. Next, I set the publish topic entitled temperature & humidity, written in all small letters. I set the subscribe topic entitled LED, which is also written in small letters. The method or function setup is run once by the microcontroller. The beginning codes will turn off both the built-in ESP32 blue LED and the relay using the two commands pin mode and digital write. Next, I set up the Wi-Fi MQTT server and then the call up with these following commands. These are the commands from that built-in library PubSub client. And then finally, I activated the DHT22 temperature and humidity sensor module using the command dht.begin. The method or function reconnect is called to connect our ESP32 microcontroller to the Mosquito MQTT broker. If the connection is successful, then the command client.subscribe is called to subscribe the topic entitled LED. The method or function loop is called repeatedly by the microcontroller. Here, the DHT22 temperature and humidity module, sensor module, will give us the measured temperature either in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, and then the relative humidity by having these commands that will read the humidity, temperature in degrees Celsius, temperature in Fahrenheit. The ESP32 published the topic entitled temperature and humidity with message data every 10 seconds. I packaged the message data using JavaScript, object notation, or JSON. The JSON format looks like this. It contains a property temperature, and then whatever the readings from the DHT22, for example, temperature in degrees Celsius is 31.5. Another property named humidity that contains whatever the current readings of the DHT22 of the relative humidity. And then finally, another property named LED that monitors whether the LED bulb is turned off or it is turned on. These are the codes that provide a JSON package, and then we will call the client.publish to send the published topic, temperature, and humidity together with the message data to the Mosquito MQTT broker. The method or function callback is called whenever the ESP32 receive a published topic from the two clients, namely the laptop PC and the mobile phone. The received topic must match with the ESP32 subscribed topic. For example, the ESP32 subscribed topic entitled LED. If the received published topic is LED, then the callback is called. Otherwise, it will not be called. If the received published topic matches with the ESP32 subscribed topic, which is small letters LED, then the message data will be evaluated. If the message data is the message, capital letters on, then it will turn on the built-in ESP32 blue LED, and also it will switch on the relay to turn on the LED bulb. I made a web page to test the Mosquito MQTT broker if it received a published topic and send a subscribed topic from laptop PC to the ESP32 microcontroller. The function property to function property the Lasea Mosquito MQTT web page, you must change the IP address of your you must change the IP address which is written here inside the definition of the function connect to broker according to the IP address of your computer, and then you replace this 192.168.183.15 in the file index.html. I made a web page that acts as a front-end user interface to receive updates and control from the ESP32 microcontroller via the Mosquito MQTT broker. To function properly the Lasea MQTT dashboard web page, you must change the IP address according to your IP address of your computer. In this definition of the method or function connect to broker, simply replace this IP address 192.168.183.15, which is located in the file index.html. If your computer does not have a localhost setup, then you must download the XAMPP and install it. Here is the web address of the XAMPP that you can download to your computer. To browse a web page using localhost, copy the folders that I provided, namely MQTT and MQTT dashboard, to the destination drive and path where the XAMPP is installed on drive C, folder XAMPP, subfolder htdocs. And then after that, you run the XAMPP control panel. In the XAMPP control panel, you click the Start button of the Apache web server. Do not click the Start of MySQL. And then run the Google Chrome web browser and then type the URL address localhost /mqtt dashboard/ and hit the enter key. To run the Mosquito MQTT broker, run the command console or CMD as administrator. And then after that, you type the command change directory through the drive and path where the Mosquito was installed. Here in this case, it is located at drive C, folder program files, subfolder Mosquito. And then finally, type this command, mosquito space -c space mosquito.conf space -v. And then hit the enter key. And then after that, do not close the console window and leave it open. This acts as a server to listen, receive, and send, publish, and subscribe data. How to communicate between our laptop or desktop PC and our smartphone via Wi-Fi. From our smartphone, we need to turn on the personal hotspot. And then next, we turn on the Wi-Fi. In our laptop or desktop PC, we will connect to our smartphone using the Wi-Fi of our laptop or desktop PC. Still in our laptop or desktop PC, we run the command console. And then we will going to determine the IP address of our laptop or desktop PC by typing the command ipconfig space /all. Next to that, we copy the IPv4 address. For example, 192.168.183.15. We go back to our smartphone. We run Google Chrome web browser. And then we type the URL address 192.168.183.15 /mqtt dashboard/. And then our smartphone will browse our Lasea MQTT dashboard. Here are the full steps to set up our home automation project. Step number 1, in your computer, run the XAMPP and click the Start button of the Apache web server in order to provide a localhost and leave it open. Step number 2, in your computer, run the Mosquito MQTT broker and leave it open. Step number 3, connect the computer and smartphone via Wi-Fi and personal hotspot. Step number 4, power and turn on the ESP32 microcontroller. Step number 5. In your smartphone, run Google Chrome and browse the MQTT dashboard. Note that the ESP32 microcontroller is programmed to send updated data every 10 seconds to the MQTT dashboard of your smartphone. And then finally, you can also monitor data from your computer. You browse the MQTT dashboard through localhost using Google Chrome web browser and then the XAMPP. Ladies and gentlemen, let us run and test. As you can see, the DHT22 temperature and humidity sensor send data to our MQTT broker, and then that data was sent to our smartphone. The current temperature in my room is 29 degrees Celsius, and then the humidity is 84%. It is quite hot. Let us turn on the LED bulb. The LED bulb was turned on by switching the button on the dashboard. Let us turn it off. The ESP32 microcontroller send updated data to our dashboard every 10 seconds. Let us turn on again the LED bulb. And let us turn it off. We can also use the computer to see the updates of data coming from the ESP32 sent to the MQTT broker, the Mosquito. Now in our web browser, in this laptop, we can see that the room temperature is still 29 degrees Celsius, and then the humidity is 85%, which is quite hot. Now let us turn on the LED bulb using this dashboard that I open up in my laptop using this Chrome web browser. So if I switch on that switch, it will turn on the LED bulb. Now, when you see the smartphone, since the update of the data sent by the microcontroller together with the MQTT broker is every 10 seconds, it will somehow synchronize with that received data by this smartphone every 10 seconds. It may be delayed, but still it will update the status of the LED bulb, that the status, by looking at the smartphone, it is turned on. Now let us turn off again the LED bulb. And as you could see, the smartphone did not yet turn it on, turn it off, but every 10 seconds, it will automatically update the status of the LED bulb. Now, if I'm going to turn on the LED bulb in this smartphone, the web browser in my laptop did not yet updated the current status of the LED bulb because it is waiting for that data to come in because it is every 10 seconds. Now, as you could see in the laptop dashboard, it is status that the LED bulb is turned on. We can also use the other web that I created. We can also use this for testing purposes. For example, I'm going to publish a topic which is small letters LED, and I would like to send it to the ESP32 microcontroller via the Mosquito MQTT broker, the message, which is a capital letters of. And if I click the publish button, as you could see, the LED bulb is turned off. We can also subscribe to our microcontroller, and then the topic that we would like to subscribe is the temperature and humidity. It must be written in small letters because that is case sensitive. The topic that I'd like to subscribe that the ESP32 will send to me the data is about temperature and humidity. If I click subscribe, it will now receive the data every 10 seconds. Let me turn on again the LED bulb by publishing the topic, small letters LED. It is case sensitive. And then the message, capital letters on. Again, it is case sensitive. And then I will click publish.
That ends our topic for today. I hope you are inspired in my class. Thank you for watching. God bless us.